Frozen town where the factories died, and every window carried tired eyes. There lived a man above an old repair shop, where broken clocks came when time forgot. Yeah. His father taught him as a little boy how every gear has a purpose, son. Even the smallest piece matters, or the whole world slowly stops. So while the town kept losing hope and people packed their lives in boxes, he stayed behind repairing watches for hands too old to work anymore. Every morning at exactly 8, he'd unlock the door and sweep the floor. Even on days no customers came, even when hunger knocked louder than opportunity. People called him foolish, who repairs clocks in a dying town. But every night before sleeping, he would wind every clock in the shop by hand, just to hear something still ticking. Because sometimes the smallest sound of hope is enough to keep a heart alive. And the clocks kept ticking, though the whole town stopped. Dreams were falling like winter rain, but he refused to let time die. Minute by minute, gear by gear, he kept fixing what the world abandoned. While everyone searched for miracles, he became one slowly. One December the power failed, snow covered every road for miles. No heat, food deliveries, and fear spread faster than the cold. An old woman collapsed in the square. The town doctor was trapped elsewhere. The only medicine strong enough to help but was locked inside the train station across the river. But the bridge clock tower had frozen solid at 11:57 p.m. And the clock controlled the railway crossing gates. If the clock didn't move before midnight, the emergency train would never arrive. People panicked, some prayed, most gave up immediately. But the clockmaker grabbed his tools and ran into the storm. The difference between ordinary people and unforgettable ones is what they do when everyone else stops trying. So the clocks kept ticking, while the storm screamed loud through frozen hands and bleeding skin. He climbed above the ground, second by second, boat by boat, fighting ice and failing metal. And somewhere deep inside that tower, a broken town found hope again. The wind nearly threw him from the gear, snow blinded both his eyes. His fingers cracked from frozen steel, but still he climbed higher. At 11:59, he reached the heart of the clock. One final gear had shattered. He looked down at the empty streets, then slowly removed the watch his father gave him before he died. The only thing he truly owned, he broke it apart with trembling hands and used his gear to repair the tower. The clock struck midnight, the gates opened, and through the storm, the train arrived. The woman survived, the town survived. But what people remembered most was not the train or the storm, even the clock tower. It was the moment they realized one person refusing to quit can restart an entire world. Now every year, when winter comes and snow paints silence through the streets, the town gathers underneath the tower to hear the midnight bells ring free. Children run through glowing lanterns while old men tell the story proud of the man who gave away his only treasure to give time back to everyone else. Some people spend their whole lives trying to become important. Others quietly spend their lives becoming unforgettable.